Hey everybody, what's up? Yeah, I did this video earlier this morning. I guess you could say it was earlier this morning. But, I want to talk about it again. Just kind of do like a retake, if you will. But there was somebody that asked a question over at the Sega forums, and I replied to it through text and as well. So I kind of gave my own opinions on it so far. But the question the individual asked, was, how would you write the Worlds Collide crossover between Sonic and Mega Man? And personally for me, I've already mentioned in the text how I would do it. And the way I would do it, ladies and gentlemen, is, well, it's quite simple. You see, to me, I would leave most of the stuff the way it is because it's good the way it is. Most of it is. But there are some things I would change. For example, I would put a little bit more focus on Wily and Eggman secretly planning to stab each other in the back in case something goes wrong. Basically, secretly planning their backup escape plan, if you know what I mean. Which would basically screw them both in the end. I put a little bit more focus on that. I kind of put a little bit more focus on it by having maybe both kind of walk in on the other just when the other's trying to put some of the finishing touches or put some touches on the backup plan. The backup escape plan, if you get what I'm saying. I would do that. Another thing I would do, quite honestly, is, I know some people would find this, because some people already replied and thought, basically one person called Dark Light actually replied and said, nah, it wouldn't work, it's too much kind of deal. It's like, you wouldn't give the characters enough time to be part of it. And that might be true, but let's face it, for up to how many issues? For a total of, 9 issues altogether? A total of 9 issues altogether. You've had, feels like a total of 9 issues. 8 to 9, or 7 to 8. Let's put it this way. Basically, for a total of 8 issues, almost 8 to 9 issues almost. Well, basically 9 when you count Rouge into it. You had all the characters, with the exception of Sonic, Mega Man, Roll, Rush, Cream, Vanilla, Big, Marina, all the main game characters roboticized into roboticized masters for a total of about 8.5 to 9 issues. Now, some people might think, well, if you did more with them, it would be too much of an emphasis. We weren't giving the characters enough time. And that is true. But you see, the way I look at it, depending on how this is done, well, actually knowing how it's done, I should say, I would have used, 26? I would have used basically, where are we at now? I think 26. X, which is 7, 51, 53, which is Universe, and 50 is sort of Mega Man 26, Universe 53 is sort of lead-ups to 250. And this is how I would have done it. This is how I would have, as I put it, I would have improved the whole Mega Man, the whole roboticized master subplot. I would have improved on it by first of all building up to this big robot master battle. Okay? I would have, just checking out there to see if she showed up. I would have basically improved on that. I would have improved. And here's what I would have done. Quite honestly. Here's what I would have done. I would have used Mega Man 26 to kind of build up to the self-destruction sequence. Have all the roboticized masters there. Maybe even Rouge. Okay, with the exception of Tails. We'll take Tails out of the picture. But maybe Rouge as well. Have all the roboticized masters, including maybe Rouge, have them all kind of get ready, all basically have the self-destruction mechanisms activated. And then, basically, and let's say give it a countdown of 30 minutes. And then have like a little countdown timer in the corner of each panel for each issue leading up to 250, including 250, I should say. And then what you would do, and then have basically Sonic and Mega Man and Tails and Rush try to race the rail, basically kind of bulldoze their way, spin dash their way to all these robot masters to get to their friends, to save Sonic's friends and in time before the timer runs out and they blow up. But then here's where I would put an added bonus. And I know some people might say, oh, this is a little too much, Brian. No way. This is a little too much. Not exactly. I mean, if you really want to make this worthwhile, you want to make the subplot of the roboticized masters worthwhile and not have people against you, here's what I would have done. I would have had Eggman and Wily add, along with the powers that the roboticized masters gained when they were roboticized, I would have them add on the ability for them to combine into one giant roboticized master. Now, this Dark Light person who replied to me, I think at the Sonic Stadium, said that it's too much like Power Rangers. Not really. Because Power Rangers, basically, you have the characters piloting the Zords, if you will. You have the characters piloting them. You don't have the exact characters being the combined parts themselves. Get what I'm saying? I mean, think about it. You could have Amy and Rouge be the arms, if you will. You could have Amy and Blaze be the arms. You can have Rouge be like the head or the chest. I know it sounds kind of weird. Or you could have Knuckles be the chest. You could have Shadow be the head. You could have Rouge maybe be one of the legs and whatever. And Silver be the other leg. Or Silver and Blaze. You kind of get the idea. Like Silver and Blaze would be the arms, and Rouge and Amy the legs, and Knuckles and Shadow, and Knuckles the upper body, or Shadow the upper body, and Knuckles the head. You kind of get what I'm saying. To me, add that on and end, let's say, you add that on as a bonus, and end, let's say, Sonic Universe 53 with that, and go into 250 with that splash page that you had, if you will, but not with all the, and with that splash page, with all the robot masters, including the roboticized Master Giant that the characters combined into, along with that countdown timer in the corner, and you basically have something that, in my opinion, and I'm sure some may or may not agree with this, would redeem the roboticized master sub-arc. It would. And again, I understand some people may or may not agree with that. And that's fine. That's their opinion. They have a right to that. But I truly believe that would help redeem the characters. I truly do. I truly do. I truly think it would help redeem who the characters are. Or not the characters, but the characters are as roboticized masters, as well as help redeem, in my opinion, and I'm sure some would agree, the roboticized master sub-arc. I'm sure it would do that. Now, some of you may think, well, yeah, maybe, maybe not. But how do we know if it will? Well, you see, that's where you would have to just figure it out. You'd have to figure it out yourself. But my honest opinion is I truly, truly think it would work. I truly do. I truly think it would have worked if I would have written it. Now, I'm sure, like I say, some would agree with it and some won't. And that's fine. That's the opinion. That's okay with it. But that's how I... Basically, like I said, I would put a little bit more focus on the whole Wily Eggman situation and a little more focus on them thinking of the backup plans and how they're going to stab each other in the back when it's all said and done. If you know what I mean, when it's all said and done. Or when things start to backfire on them. I would put a little bit more focus on that. And like I said, I would definitely help rewrite that I would definitely rewrite that whole sub-arc of the roboticized masses the way I mentioned. So, again though, that's just my opinion. It's just how I look at it and how I would do it. And I'm sure everybody else has their own reasons. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Video responses are greatly appreciated. And I'll talk to y'all later. But that's how I would do it. Let me know how you guys would do it.